Hello, everybody. This CCP coronavirus pandemic is still making many people infected, and unfortunately many people also passed away because of that. If I'm not wrong, the number of infected person had just passed 1 million, yeah? And probably the true figure is much more, because in this 1 million infected is included the Chinese official figure, and the Chinese official figure claim that they have only 80,000 infected, which is a ridiculous figure. We're having 1.4 million people, a billion people, sorry, and so. Last time I remember I was sharing with you that the CCP actually is getting more and more pressure, both from inside China and outside China. And I just learned that, for example, yesterday, it was a Republican senator has already officially sent a request to President Trump to pass a request about giving a kind of what should I say, a medal, a prize, award for Dr. Li. This Dr. Li who first disclosed the existence of this new coronavirus. And, and if the Chinese government respected his warning, yeah, and told people of the world, and all government of the world, then we have been able to save thousands maybe of life at the end, yeah. So this is one thing yesterday, and then another thing is 2 senators have officially handed in or applied for a bill to be passed by the House of Senate and to be signed by the president. Both bills are very similar. The main point is they want to make the Chinese government to make them accountable, that because they have been covering up for at least 1 month or longer, and because of this covering up, we have unnecessarily caused many more infected people and many more deaths. And many experts say that if Chinese government, from the very beginning, at the earliest time point, to tell people, that means 1 month earlier than it was in the fact. So we probably could have saved 95% of all the infected people. 95%. So it's a huge difference. So now the pressure is coming up, yeah? And this is serious because I remember it was a senator from the state of Missouri, and another one is from the state of Indiana, yeah? I think the one from Indiana is called Jim Bang. The other one is called Josh Hawley. So, if that 2 bills passed at the House of Senators and signed by the president, then they will start asking Chinese government to pay a lot of money to compensate. Not only America, because the request say that not just compensate the loss of America, but also all the other countries affected by this CCP virus. So now another thing which for me is shocking in a way, but maybe interesting for all of us to understand how some people in mainland China, because of the brainwashing, because of these decades of brainwashing, how crazy idea, how inhumane idea they can get. And that is what happened in the Chinese city of Dongguan, in the province of Guangdong. Yeah? There is a manufacturer who make the quick temperature measurement device. Yeah? They point at your forehead, and then within a second, they tell you what temperature you have, because when you have higher temperature, when you have fever, then you can be a corona-infected person. And what he did is, he himself posted in the Chinese social media, WeChat, that he suggests all manufacturers exporting these devices to US and Europe They should purposely make it so that when the person have a body temperature of 39 degree, then the device should show 36 degree. So that a lot of infected person will not be detected. And he said, this is great, you know. So this American and the European, they should get a lesson, something like that. It's terrible. Even if he said he suggested it, but just to suggest it and even to post it in a social media, is so that you know, some people, their way of thinking are really getting sick. Now, after talking about all these negative things, you know, and all the people have died in Wuhan last time I mentioned, yeah, because of this number of urns they are handing out, and also the terrible situation in Italy. We should also look at the other side. Let's look at some area where people have done a much better job. And for me, the area they have done the best job is actually Taiwan. And this is really interesting because Taiwan is very close to China, only 160 kilometer distance between Taiwan and China. And Taiwan has 23 million population. And up till yesterday, they have only 349 infected cases. 349 infected, and only 5 dead. And most of these infected and particular people passed away, they were originally from mainland China. Yeah, so it's fantastic. So really, I know. My personal belief is the reason that Taiwan have done a much better job than all other countries because the Taiwanese government and the majority of Taiwanese people, they don't want to trust what the official statement is from Beijing. They don't believe, they know that the awareness of the Taiwanese people and the Taiwanese government that Chinese government in Beijing lies, always lie. You know, almost all they say is just lies. They are building up story with lies. So they are aware of that, and that's why they took the right measure, not like those countries who believe in what Beijing say, and they all are in big trouble. So this is a big lesson. Now, I have a friend, yeah, who is a young businessman, and he was actually in Taiwan during the epidemic time. He went there, I think, if I'm not wrong, in beginning of February, and came back mid-March. So he stayed in Taiwan 5-6 weeks, and so I really think that I would like to share with you his experience in Taiwan. And he was over in Taiwan for business purpose and also to learn the language, the Chinese language. So he does speak some Chinese too. So I will ask him to join me, and let's share together when I talk to my friend Fabian. Hi Fabian, welcome back to Europe. I understand that you were 5 or 6 weeks long in Taiwan, yeah? And Taiwan is a very special country in the coronavirus time because they look like that they did a very good job up to now. Tell me, how was your impression when you came to Taiwan?
After arriving in Taiwan, I started to think that many people wear face masks and use a lot of infectant to take care of.
Oh, you mean disinfectant?
Yes, disinfectant.
Yeah.
And also there is a lot of information campaigns going on about the virus.
Okay.
To take care, like in every corner of the country, in buses, in subways.
I understand. So you got the impression that people have a very high degree of awareness about the coronavirus, and also they know how to prevent themselves, protect themselves from it. Yeah. So if you compare Taiwan with, for example, Italy, Spain, Germany, what have they done better?
Well, they start to take action like immediately. The first action they took
was
on
it?
31st of December.
Wow, that's early.
Yes, and it was like all people which came from Wuhan to Taipei, they were checked like on the temperature, and if someone had fever, they had to go to the
quarantine.
Right.
Yeah. That's early, and I think, if I'm not wrong, they also stopped later all Wuhan Chinese to come to Taiwan,
Yes,
right?
And even after it, like on 7th of February, they stopped all traffic from China.
I think in that time, European countries haven't taken such measure yet.
No.
So that is a big difference. Okay. But, so in your opinion, why it is so bad in Italy, Spain, and so on, and what they have done wrong compared to Taiwan?
The European countries and the governments of these countries, they trusted the information from the WHO, which is on the hands from the Chinese Communist Party, and that's why it's...
So you mean the WHO actually was telling the world what Chinese government want the world to hear?
Right.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Now I know why. Recently, have you heard that? The Japanese Prime Minister said that WHO, short for WHO, should be renamed to CHO, CHO, which means Chinese Health Organization.
That's actually the correct name.
But now, Fabian, after all, can you tell us what lesson we have learned? We in Europe, what have we learned for the future? What should we, how should we do better?
It's important to understand that the Chinese Communist Party takes care only about themselves and not about the human beings.
You mean they only think about their own purpose?
Own power, yes.
Yeah. And not about other people's well-being or other people's life.
Right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a good ending words. So, if you like our video, if you enjoy it, don't forget to click like and subscribe and share with your friends and relatives and your loved ones. Thank you.